My name is José Celso Freire Junior. I'm the Associate Provost for International Affairs, São Paulo State University in Brazil, and the President of the Brazilian Association for International Education. I'm here today with the delegation from my university, my executive vice rector, and the vice president for research and postgraduate studies. It shows a little bit our commitment to the social cooperation. And we have a booth just here with a lot of information that we would like to share with you. This morning, looking at Professor Matenu's presentation, I confirmed again my feelings about common challenges Latin America and Africa should overcome. São Paulo State University, UNESP's participation in this important internationalization of higher education space confirm even more the commitment of my university to fostering social collaboration to overcome those challenges. Thanks for inviting us to be here. And we are here to help in promoting excellence in the African higher education system, but also to ask you to support us in promoting excellence in higher education in Brazil and Latin America, as my colleagues from Argentina just mentioned a few minutes ago. As an African proverb states, and I quote, "If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Then let's go far together." To start a discussion about how we can do that, I will do a presentation about the Brazilian higher education system, about my university, UNESP, and the partnerships opportunities we are here to explore, and about the terrific program we are developing in Brazil with academics from Africa. Then the Brazilian higher education system is a huge system. We have about more than 2,500 higher education institutions that in Brazil we divide in 4 big groups. Universities, and we have only about 200 universities. To be called a university, you need to do research, you need to offer PhD programs, and you need to be engaged with your community, and you need to offer programs in all areas. We also have the university centers that are almost like universities, but they don't are comprehensive. Most of institutions are individual schools that we call in Brazil faculties. They are autonomous but individuals, a faculty of economy, a faculty of law, for example. And we have some federal institutions offering vocational and technical education. Among the institutions, more than almost 90% are private and 12% are public. Among the public, 4.6 of the total are federal, 5.2 state funded, and 2.3 funded by the municipalities. But for the public system, as in Argentina, we offer tuition-free education at all levels. Students don't pay to study at our universities. And besides, just to mention, last year, for example, at my university, we offered almost $10 million in scholarships, different kinds of scholarships, to allow students not to enter, but to stay at the institution. And important, we are not not aligned with the Bologna system. Then undergraduate programs are 4, 5 years, and 6 for medical schools. Masters, 2 years more, and doctorates for more years. Important thing, we have about 9 million students in the higher education system, and more than 55% are in the universities, public and private. This is a picture of the Brazilian research and development financing system. We have different agencies and foundations, but the Minister of Science and Technology, and the Minister of Education. And at the Minister of Education, we have a very important foundation, and I will talk a little bit, that is CAPES, that is responsible for the postgraduate program in Brazil. Then this is CAPES. CAPES is responsible for the evaluation and the funding of the postgraduate system in Brazil. I will give you some numbers. But just to mention, they evaluate all programs in Brazil, more than 4,000. They are evaluated with grades from 3 to 7. 5, 6, and 7 are programs of excellence and the best programs in Brazil. Just take in mind, programs of excellence are 5, 6, or 7, and the funding is related with the grade. Then the programs that are 7 receive much more money than the programs that are 3, for example. Those are the numbers. We have in Brazil 4,500 programs, postgraduate programs, and we have more than 122,000 students enrolled in the system. 6,000 academic masters, 4,000 professional masters. What is a professional master in Brazil? Is a master program that is connected with the industry or the market. In some way, they are solving programs that are proposed by the industries. And we have more than 41,000 PhD students. I'm come from São Paulo. We have 3 very important and powerful universities in Brazil, in the state of São Paulo. They are funded by the state of São Paulo. We receive about 10% of the incoming taxes from the state. At lunch, someone was asking us about how the system is funded in that way. The state of São Paulo decided to apply 10% of the incoming taxes to the 3 state universities. And remember, São Paulo is the richest state in Brazil, responsible for about 40% of the Brazilian GDP. Then USP, University of São Paulo, UNESCO, and Unicamp. You have general numbers. I will just talk a little bit about my university, but before, another very important component for the success of the 3 state universities is the FAPESP, the State Research Foundation in São Paulo. FAPESP, on top of the 10% the three universities receive, FAPESP receives 1% of the incoming taxes of the state. It means, for example, in 2020, $423 million PPP, purchasing power parity. FAPESP finance about more than 20,000 projects every year. With all proposals are peer-reviewed, and the average time for decision is about 2 months and 40% of success rate. Then this is the system, the state system. In São Paulo, we also have other federal universities, but frankly, for other states in Brazil, the biggest universities are the state ones and not the federal ones, as in the other states in Brazil. This is UNESCO. Then we are a multi-campus university, a little bit different from the 2 other sisters. We have 24 campuses and 34 schools on those 24 campuses. About 3,000 faculty, 136 undergrad programs, 149 masters, and 117 PhD programs, and we award about 1,200 PhD diplomas a year, being responsible for something like 8% of all Brazilian scientific publications. Some rankings I will not stop by. We are in the top 5 in Brazil, in top 10 in Latin America. Those are the partnerships we have in Africa. You can see that cover almost, we have partnerships with almost all countries. In Africa, you cannot read, but we have partners with higher impact publication. Then when we work together, we are producing good and impactful science, and this is very important. Some numbers about research. You can have a look. It is a comprehensive university. We work in all knowledges. We produce good science by the outputs in top citation percentages. I not stop by, but you can take a look after. Unesp is the University of Brazil after the University of São Paulo with the second largest number of postgraduate programs. It's USP, Unesp, and Unicamp. We award about 35% of all the PhD degrees in the country. Then the system, 139 postgraduate programs, 100 academics, and 24 professional masters, as I mentioned. We deliver about 3,000 diplomas a year, 13,000 postgraduate students, and about 2,400 postgraduate courses start in 2022. Just to give you an idea, 21 programs in agricultural sciences, 13 biological sciences, 25 health, 14 natural sciences, 18 human science, 8 social science, engineering 11, linguistics, language and arts 9, and some multidisciplinary 20 programs. Then we really cover all areas of knowledge. And this program I would like to talk to you because we are working on that. It is a program that started with ARIFA, TED Fund in Nigeria, and FAUBAI. FAUBAI, as I mentioned, is the Brazilian Association for International Education. And the program was proposed to a federal university in Brazil 3 years ago, and now FAUBAI take over and is managing. It was proposed to qualify African faculty, to increase agricultural productivity, and to improve infrastructure. In this morning, the Vice Chancellor mentioned that we should produce science that will solve our problems. And this is a program that is producing science to solve our problems. You probably know Brazil is one of the most important producers of protein in the world in food. And this production is made with Brazilian science. And that we are here to talk to you that we are open to build ties, to build bridges, to develop good science together to solve our problems. Today we have 27 Brazilian universities participating. This year we asked those universities for placement for the students from Africa. We received 1,200 offers. Among the 1,200, we have 770 applicants. 73 above 35 years, and this is very important because most of them are coming from universities in Nigeria. Then we are also making breeds that will connect our institutions in the future. 78% are male. Most of applicants sought doctoral courses and postdoctoral positions. Some outcomes and challenges for this program. It is a powerful social cooperation mechanism. In my opinion, it's one of the best things happening in the world of higher education in the world. I participated in different conferences around the world, and it's very rare to see something like that. The Brazilian science contributing to the development of Africa, the Brazilian postgraduate system assisting in the training of African faculty and researchers. It is a mechanism in the other side to foster internationalization at home in Brazilian higher education institutions. We are increasing the offer of classes taught in English, and we are cooperating among us. We are developing joint projects among the 27 institutions that are participating. One of the challenges, the funding scheme, that as Professor mentioned a few minutes ago, the adaptation of higher education in Brazil to receive this huge amount of students that are coming. To finish, some partnership and networking proposal. They're just open. And as I mentioned, we are here in a booth. Just talk to us or to our colleagues from Argentina, Colombia, Mexico that are here. I believe they will share the same proposals as I am doing here. The tuition-free training programs. Students don't pay to study at our institutions. If you will pay a scholarship to send students abroad, think about that. We have good science and we don't charge tuition for PhDs and master programs. Faculty exchange programs in all areas of knowledge that we would like. It is not receiving your faculty members. We would like a faculty exchange program. Support the development of postgraduate programs in partner universities in Africa that would like to be here with you to support development, identify common interests and complementarity to develop collaborative research, identify common projects to jointly develop research, and look for international funding possibilities with a huge openness to discuss privileged partnerships. Then this is, would like to work with us, we are here to work with you. To finish, last slide, as you are having today, we have our Brazilian conference of the FAUBAI Association. It will be in São Paulo next year from April 20 to 24. Then you are all invited to be with us in Brazil. I don't talk about the same thing, but sometimes people think that Brazil and Africa, they are not really, they don't have the same problem. But imagine to have internet in the middle of Amazon, for example. Imagine to offer access in the very poor regions in the northeast part of Brazil. I'm from São Paulo. I am from São Paulo and New York. If you take a picture in the middle of São Paulo, in the Paulista Avenue, you may say that it is an avenue in any big city in the United States. But we are not talking about this region, this part. Then a professor mentioned different possibilities, solar panels, but behind. I believe the problem is behind. Our colleagues from South Africa, they are working very strong with the decolonization vision of higher education. And I really believe that we should take some of the insights that are being produced in South Africa regarding decolonization. Not follow the same path, not do the same things, and think about our problems and find solutions that are proposed by our higher education institutions. I believe this is the first step to change, because if you try to find solutions that are applied in other parts of the world that are not, that they don't leave our problems, I could not see a success for this strategy. Then let's try to think in a decolonized way to solve our problems. Because I believe this is one of the best ways to succeed. Thanks.